welcome. I'm Liv, so happy to have you here. I've never done a video like this. I tend to sort of try to stay away from the like crazy commercialism, buy, which is sort of what Black Friday has come to be, right? But I wait all year to spend a bunch and buy things that I'm gonna use all year. And it struck me that maybe I should share some of those things. So I decided to do an indie only Black Friday shopping guide, sort of based on what I'm gonna be getting as well. This is not all comprehensive. I will give you some resources to make it more comprehensive too. But if you're interested in an indie Black Friday shopping guide, then keep watching. Okay, so yes, I've gotten way more into makeup since I started doing YouTube. This is a really fun hobby. I get to share about it, learn to be more creative. I'm wearing a creative look today. It's my first time trying freckles. It's interesting. I feel a little weird, like, I don't know, but I like it. So that's a lot of the fun that I'm having with makeup, is trying weird things, changing my face, putting on colorful stuff. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes not. Doesn't matter. So I buy a lot of things that I don't need. Black Friday and this time of year is a fantastic opportunity to get some of those things that you don't need at a discount. This year, I'm gonna try support indie, Etsy, local, small businesses, people who need it, not Amazon necessarily. Now granted, some things I'm buying from Amazon as well. But the first place that I would like to talk about is the one that I buy every year. It's a place that I bought from before I knew about all this trendy makeup stuff. And it's the place that I still swear by, and that's e.l.f. e.l.f. Cosmetics, if you didn't know, stands for Eyes, Lips, Face. It's my favorite. It's my ultimate favorite, and the majority of the stuff that I use every single day is from e.l.f. I'm gonna make this hard work for myself and have to pop up a lot of stuff on the screen. But for example, the setting spray that I have, the liquid liner that is the only liquid liner that I can use. If you are comfortable with this kind of application, I'm wearing it today. I should get a couple different colors. This is my favorite. It lasts all night. I can sweat with it. It's fine. This liquid liner is great. Their Flawless Finish Foundation, their BB cream, excuse me, because I keep looking to see what I have here. Oh, I have one more thing. I've moved my makeup station just temporarily, so I don't have that much stuff here, but this is how much I love e.l.f. that I have like 3 or 4 things just laying around here. e.l.f. BB cream, this is in the shade Nude. I'm going to get a couple of these and try a new shade, maybe the shade down is Buff. Side note, I really dislike the shade name Nude. Jackie Aina exposed me to how completely inappropriate and insensitive that is to people whose nude skin tone is not the same as mine. Like, why would this be nude? Why would this be nude? This is me nude, you know, this is my nude skin. So anyways, it should be like bone or cream or something. I don't know, pasty. Okay, so anyways, e.l.f. typically does fantastic sales. They typically do 50% off. Sometimes they do like 60% off these certain things, or 40% off, or $25 on a free gift, whatever. But typically around major holidays, especially Black Friday, they do 50% off. They have not announced what they're doing yet that I can find, but this is what they've done. So the products that I recommend are their liquid liner, their BB cream, the Flawless Finish Foundation, the eyebrow pencil on taupe. They have a Stay in Shape eyebrow wax thingy that I have a bunch of. They have an under eye color corrector that if my skin tone is excellent, my skin tone are a little deeper, I would think. I also bought a whole ton of their moisturizer one year. It was the green moisturizer in kind of a tube. So this year I've been trying to get more into moisturizer with peptides or ceramides or something that's really gonna give back to my skin, and e.l.f. has that. So they have a Holy Hydration moisturizer. What a fantastic deal if I get that for $6. Side note, I think the BB cream is $3. Sorry, it's $6 normally, so it'll be $3 on the sale, I'm pretty sure. I mean, this mist and set, I think this was $3. Everything is extremely reasonable. This pot liner is maybe $2. This is not a pot liner, but I'm not sure what to call these really. Liquid dippy liners. So this is gonna be $1 maybe. There's no faulting the prices and there's no faulting the quality. So I'm gonna try out the Holy Hydration moisturizer because for $6, I can buy 10 of them and be set for pretty much a year. And if the stuff expires in a year, I feel okay doing that. And then in a year's time, I'll buy more. I've done this multiple years, and I think it really allows me to experiment with some fancy makeup here and there, or some sort of riskier makeup that I'm not sure if it's gonna work with me or work for me, because I have my base set with these really affordable, really standout, excellent products. If you don't know, I put my skin type and all my details down all the way in the bottom of the description. I know I have a whole bunch of stuff there, but I put in every single one. I'm a Fitzpatrick, God, I think it's 4. I can't remember, it's down there. But I do have my skin tone, and I'm extremely, extremely dry, and this BB cream is excellent for me. I've heard people say it's dewy. So if you're very dry, I don't find it dewy. I find it absorbs in like half an hour and it's like fine. So if you're as dry as me, this is not dewy. If you are medium dry, then it'll be a little dewy. If you're oily, you'd just be a slick. So probably don't do this, but I don't know. Okay, e.l.f., keep an eye out. Get in there as fast as you can. A couple other random things that I am gonna try are, there's some lip plumpers that I'm interested in, and also the putty blush looks really cool. They also have an under eye putty primer. So I have like these little wrinkles that just crease and crinkle, and I'd love to just fill them in. That sounds nice. If you are looking for some excellent eyeshadow, their 18 Hit Wonder palette is one of my favorites. I know they have a whole bunch of others, but that's an excellent one. Yeah, I would say those are my staples. Okay, next, BH Cosmetics. So I haven't shopped in BH Cosmetics for ages because I went nuts when I first started, when I first got into the trendy makeup thing. So the first palette that I ever got was the Take Me Back to Brazil. I heard many people say, oh, this is such a beginner palette, blah, blah. And I was so insulted, because to me, it was just an excellent palette, and I still think it is if you just want to play around with color. It's not the most amazing formula, but it's very affordable. And the thing that I love is that you have a cool tone and a warm tone shimmer highlight shade. You have a black, and then you have the whole range of colors that you need. The shimmers are not fantastic. And why did I swatch on my bad hand so that I can't even do anything? So nothing's amazing, but it's so tiny, you get so many colors, and this really was just a wonderful intro to playing around with colorful makeup for me. Also, if you do sort of theatrical, playful looks, something like this is great, although it's hard to get your brush into. So they also have, geez, I'm gonna put the name up on the screen, make it so hard for me to edit this, but they have these palettes. I think it's Foil Eyes 2 is the one that I had. And then they also had like the matte palette, whatever. Those are fantastic for theatrical stuff. They're just big, simple, really thin sheets of multiple colors. The shimmers are great. One of them, I think I even put in my travel palette for a while. The shimmers in the Foil Eyes is really excellent. I mean, sure, not Juvia's place, but considering the price of these, I think I got it for $8 or something. So I loved using that for theatrical stuff. Like if I'm painting myself blue and I wanted to go and do a blue contour and a gray highlight, and then use some of the shimmers for different things. Those pans, those sheets were really, really fun, and the quality is really good. If you are looking to just try a bunch of color and pop that into your inventory, excellent. Something else that everyone talks about is the Zodiac palette. I hummed and hawed because I got overwhelmed with BH Cosmetics and did way too much buying from them. I just stuck my finger in something. Okay, so I waited too long to get this, and then I got it, and I played with it once or twice, and it's nice. But I have other nice things too. Man, that shimmer is really lovely though. So if this appeals to you and you don't have a big collection, I would get this. Now that I have a larger collection, I'm like, but the shimmers are pretty excellent. There's one or two that almost look like duochromes. The mattes are lovely, and having the highlight in the middle again is great. And then I have this Trendy in Tokyo that I got a long time ago, almost a year maybe. Last time that Ulta did their like get $20 if you buy a $100 gift card, and I think I just threw this in. I haven't used it. I have not used it, and I feel like I'm a terrible YouTuber now that got sucked into buying things. So I think the quality seems lovely. I'm very excited about it. This is definitely better than the little Take Me Back to Brazil. I know everyone's raving about BH Cosmetics. Here's the kicker. I think they're an excellent site to use to build your makeup collection in the beginning, because you can get really good brush sets. The one that I got that I really like, it is like pink quartz or something. It has these handles. I still use a bunch of these brushes. They're just great. I was relatively obsessed with using this big, it's that pink quartz, it has no number, but I would use this to buff the color, this to precisely deposit the color. It's really excellent. If you want to give someone a sort of starting makeup collection, this is a great site. Get them a beautiful brush set, get them maybe the Zodiac palette or one of the little palettes that are so trendy, or if you happen upon the pistachio or any of those ones that people are going nuts for. So Beaute Cosmetics is great. They have not announced an official Black Friday sale that I can find, but they're having a pre-Black Friday sale going on now. And I'll tell you, all their stuff is normally on sale anyways. Never pay full price. Never, ever. They have a ton of really lovely looking brush sets. A lot of their stuff is very much the standard price that it goes for. Like the Zodiac palette is $16, which is very typical. A sale that I would be jumping on if I didn't have what I already have is Nomad Cosmetics. So they are doing, I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes. So they're doing staggered types of sales. So they're doing 30% off $30, 40% off $60, 50% off $90 from November 24th to November 26th. On Black Friday itself, their Orient Express palette is going to be 50% off. That palette looks pretty to me. It's one of the higher sort of interest ones to me, but I have the palette that I was crushing on for ages. The Harajuku palette. I wanted this thing for ages. It did not disappoint me. I absolutely adore it. I need to use it more. It's gorgeous. It has 3 different formulas, mattes, satins, and glitter bomb top coat deliciousness. It's really excellent. I would so recommend this. If you know anyone who would like this kind of thing, you would probably not regret getting this as a present for them. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous and it's extremely adorable. The pans have little cat faces on them. You can see that I definitely need to use this more, but how adorable is that? And it matches the aesthetic on the outside. So like I said, Black Friday is 50% off the Orient Express palette. If that's your jam, that's the time to get it. Small Biz Saturdays, 70% off a 4-pack of highlighters. And then Cyber Monday is 40% off everything. That is when I think you should get the Harajuku palette. And if there's anything else that stands out to you, this one is my 100%. I did get the Berlin palette. They're all destination based, so the Berlin palettes, I got it in like a BoxyCharm or something, and I actually was really uncomfortable with one of the names of the shadows. It was Poor But Sexy, I think it was, and I found that really in poor taste, insensitive, just wasn't sure what I thought about that. So I ended up depotting the palette, and I had a bad taste in my mouth from that. But the palette itself is a grunge lover's dream. It's really beautiful. The shadows are great quality. Okay, Chi. I think it's called Chi Chic Beauty, actually. So they're having a BOGO, buy one, get one, site-wide, I believe. It's from $11.16 to $11.29. And I'm gonna be totally honest, I already got 2 palettes from Chi, and I think that they were BOGO as well. Like I maybe spent $12 with shipping included to get both of them. Can I open these with one hand each? This one's all shimmer, this one's all matte. I thought that they would go well together, but this one's really, doesn't have enough variety, and it's all sort of the same depth of tone. This one is very nice, but I don't wear it enough. I should. I just need some companion to go with it more. It's actually, this one's really nice. The quality is just fine. It's just, I got swayed by the aesthetic, and the palettes themselves don't speak to me. It's more like, these are nice colors individually, not put together. And the aesthetic is really adorable. I also think Chi is fantastic. What a talented person, and what an incredible person to run a makeup brand. If you haven't looked at Chi, go look at her Instagram. It's amazing. I could be tempted to try some of the lip products and stuff, but I'm okay with lip products, so I need to stop that. So if you wanted to buy Chi, now is as good a time as any, and any time is good for Chi because there's always a sale, so don't feel stressed there. Okay, Devinah Cosmetics. So Devinah from the November 26th to November 30th is 35% off site-wide. The code is Black Friday 20. That is a very, very good deal. And if I didn't have so much stuff, I would definitely consider picking up other things. On that note, the two things that I enjoyed the most, so I picked up 4 of their shadows, of Devinah's shadows. And my favorite two, we have Kazuko's, which is a pink from their Exploder collection. This, man, I swatched BH Cosmetics right across my whole hand. So let's put this over here. Kazuko's right up there. If you can see, it is not focusing. What a gorgeous sort of electric pink. It is a glitter bomb. It's really beautiful, warm toned, extremely bright. It's a unique shadow to my collection and I think it's quite magical. I could definitely recommend Kazuko's and I would assume probably all of their exploders are similar. The next shadow that I have is called Rainbow Blossom and it is a pure green, bright green. Key lime green, I don't know, but it's from their Candy Cake collection. This is very similar to the Exploders, but it's actually got a thicker base. So as you can see, it's less of a top coat and more of a solid shimmer. Geez, that's solid. That covered that BH Cosmetics underneath it. So it has a similar punch of glitter and beautiful gorgeousness, but it has a solid base underneath it. So if you wanted a solid shimmer and there was a color that you particularly loved, I would say for sure anything from the Candy Cake collection, though of course I can only specifically speak to Rainbow Blossom. Really gorgeous, calming myself down though, so I'm not gonna pick it up, but if you were interested in Devinah, now's the time. Well, November 26th to 30th is the time. Kaleidos Makeup. Oh geez, man, I've gone back and forth over this brand for a year. I need some coffee. So I crushed super hard on Kaleidos Makeup. I remember I watched Angelica Nyqvist. She had the, I think it's called the Deep Sea Luster palette. Oh, it was gorgeous. And this was like just when I was getting into all the YouTube-y makeup stuff. And like, oh, I wanted that. And oh, it was so elusive and unavailable. And then Kaleidos came out with their Futurism palettes and they gave them to every small YouTuber. So they really kind of infiltrated the community really well. Their PR was excellent. I think they won people over. The quality is obviously wonderful. I don't know any of this. I don't know any of the backstory. I don't know what their business relationships are, but I just felt so overwhelmed by how many YouTubers, small YouTubers, were receiving this stuff for free. I have a hard time with that when so many people are receiving this item for free that no one is there for me to turn to as a real consumer. So every single time an opportunity presented itself to buy Kaleidos Makeup, I talked myself out of it and I'm doing it again. So from November 9th to November 30th, they are 25% off, which is nice, but their free shipping is only at $100. I know I'm so used to free shipping and that's, ugh. But I give a little credence to smaller brands, right? Is that the right word? I give them a little leeway, right? To charge shipping. Kaleidos is pretty huge now. And the shipping's quite high. It's like $8 to $10. So even if you get 25% off, you're paying that in shipping. So you gotta really, really want it. And I don't anymore. I mean, I do. Their packaging looks wonderful. That Electro Turquoise and the Astro Pink are still top notch on my list. The something neons that they had is now turns out were limited edition, so they're gone. That was another one that I wanted, but I'm okay. I'm cool. I talked myself out of this. It's okay. That said, if you were interested in the Cyber Bronze palette specifically, that one's 50% off. It's $14. I can't imagine that you would get a better deal on that. If that is the palette that you love, definitely, I would say pick that up. That's worth then spending on shipping or whatever it is. They have gorgeous looking highlighters that people are going nuts for. I personally don't want to spend a lot of money on one highlighter. I can barely pick one of my beautiful eyeshadows to put on my face regularly. So how would I go through a crazy highlighter? Does that make sense? I don't know. Oh, another thing is that the price is already included on the site. So like the Cyber Bronze is already $14. So I wonder if that means you could combine it with another coupon code. So keep that in mind. If you could find a different coupon code and apply that, if that works, but anyways, maybe you could get a little extra discount. Okay, Sigma brushes. They really are as good as everyone says. I know everyone's all crazy for the Rephr brushes. It's just like Kaleidos Makeup, all of these small, and when I say small, I mean under 200,000, because that's what we're told is small. But all of the beauty YouTubers, makeup YouTubers that I watch received refer brushes for free. So I have no one as a reference who bought them. Literally no one. If you know anyone, let me know. And beyond that, Sigma is bloody reasonable. Sigma brushes, their prices are amazing, and they're generally a good percentage off. So I think that I bought my brushes at 30% off or something, and then I think it was like 6 months later or something happened to one of my brushes when I was washing it, and they have I think a year return policy or something, or warranty on the brushes. So I messaged them and said like, hey, the bristles started coming out, and they were like, we'll send you a new one, and here's 40% off for your next order. So I got some brushes from my friend for his birthday, and then I got this brush back. It was the face brush, the F80. So their customer service is fantastic. They always have deals, and the deal right now is 40% off. It's from 11/17 to 12/1. So you have a nice long time to do this. I think they're really wonderful, and they changed my game. They truly did. They changed my makeup game. Very specifically, the E27 brush and the E42, if you have hooded, creased little eyes like mine, absolutely fantastic. They literally changed my game. Prior to that, I was using the BH Cosmetics brushes, and I just didn't realize that they were kind of long and wobbly, whereas the Sigma ones were sort of made for my kind of eyes. So these were fine, but those are made for me. And they have really just fantastic customer service, good quality. If you're interested too, some people seem to like their eyeshadow. Okay, Oden's Eye. They are a Swedish, I believe, brand. Man, that's another one. There's so many Swedish and Norwegian, I think, makeup YouTubers. So I can't tell if like they're liking this because of that. I'm not sure if it's just the people I watch, but I think these are the popular people. I don't know. But so I found out about Oden's Eye through them, and I was just sort of like unsure about it. At the same time, they are very far away. I believe you have to pay international shipping. So I've never decided to buy them, and their aesthetic is not something that appeals to me. I find their shadows, like the look of the eyeshadow palettes looks a bit soft, and I don't know, not as punchy as I would want. But from November 27th to November 30th, they are having 40% off site-wide. Ooh, that is an excellent deal. That's fantastic. That makes up for international shipping. If you're interested in Oden's Eye, I would definitely check that out. My goodness, I'm taking a long time. Sydney Grace. Ooh, this is a tough one. November 27th to November 30th, everything is 25% off. Sydney Grace doesn't seem to have literal percentage offs that often. Nothing very big. They do seem really gorgeous, but I'm not sure when they're gonna restock things. So the Enduring Love palette is the thing that's most appealing to me. Well, that and the Tiny Marvels palette. Enduring Love is out of stock. I don't know if they're gonna restock it. I would assume that they would, but these are very expensive, but the quality is supposed to be excellent. If you were interested in trying Sydney Grace, this would be the time. I kind of feel like I don't need more of what they have. You know what I mean? Like I have enough. The things that are really standing out to me are interesting formulas, fun palettes, and very deep tone shadows, because I don't have that many deep tone shadows. I really would like some. So I'm talking myself out of Sydney Grace. Ace Beaute, this one is also very tempting. It is 45% off site-wide. I'm not actually sure of the dates. It might be current. Yeah, I think it's current actually. But if you were ever interested in trying their formula, their eyeshadows, now seems like a fantastic time. I mean, it's basically 50% off. I am not going to, because it's sort of like Sydney Grace. There's nothing interesting or unique enough about them. Like Sydney Grace, the formula is supposed to be fantastic, amazing. But I've heard that about a lot of brands, and I have a lot of eyeshadow, so that's not quite enough. Like I need something more. Ace Beaute is somewhat the same. Like I've heard their formula is iffy. Some love it, some hate it. Beaute Bean, I think she seems to love it. but there's nothing that is amazing enough to call me to it. But if you were interested in trying it, 45% off. Jeez. Okay, so now is the section for brands that I'm gonna keep an eye on but have not announced a sale yet. The very first one is Juvia's Place. So they haven't announced a sale, but they are on sale for 40%, or will be 40% off at Ulta. So select palettes, I believe, will be 40% off. Now, I'm trying to keep this indie. I don't necessarily want to encourage big box buying, whatever. But if you were going to pick up things from Ulta and get multiple brands, this is a great time to get something Juvia's Place. Actually, the look that I'm wearing today was entirely done with the Deuce palette. And this palette makes me sad that I depotted my Juvia's Place. I depotted my Mini Magics palette and my Tribe palette, and I regret that. I do. And I'm tempted to get another Mini Magics palette because of that, because I would love to play with the colors as they were created. It was sort of my adamant, like, I'm not gonna care about packaging thing, because the packaging is really beautiful. And I felt sort of the pull to get that, like, oh, collector mindset, so I destroyed it all. Do you know what I mean? But I do truly appreciate having this one. I just never got the chance to destroy it. I'm so glad, because it's actually beautifully cohesive. The story in this is wonderful if you see where they want you to go. So I actually love this palette. And the Mini Magics palette, I think, is completely, well, I was gonna say underappreciated, but maybe that's who I'm watching. So I think it's fantastic. That's my favorite for sure. They will probably also have deals on their little palettes. I have a bunch of those. The formula, it seems a bit hit and miss on those. So I would do the Deuce, the Mini Magics palette. The Masquerade palette, if you like all the neutrals, is gorgeous, and the shimmers are phenomenal. And the Festival palette, I can't believe I depotted all those. Also, I had the Warrior palette, depotted that. The Zulu palette for the lime green is phenomenal. I didn't love the mattes in it. That lime green, oh, there's nothing like it. Okay, so here we have the eyeshadow that I'm hoping to buy. Glamlite Cosmetics. So they announced on Instagram that they were going to be having a Black Friday sale, or rather they responded to someone's comment, because I went and stalked everyone before I did this. So they said they're going to be having a Black Friday sale, but they haven't said what or when or how. They're going to be stocking a brand new paint palette, and it's going to be smaller, but I don't want that. I want the cake palette. This is the one that I've watched enough people talk about. It appears to have the variety that I'm looking for. It has deep tones and light tones. It has this really interesting formula in the shimmers, which is said to be like a Super Shock from ColourPop. And it's beautifully colorful and really interesting. And I feel like you could get a ton of cohesive looks from it. That's the palette I want. And that's for multiple reasons. I've thought about it for a long time. That's the one I want. If there is an amazing deal, then perhaps I would get the ice cream truck palette as well. But it's not a necessity, and I would certainly rather just focus on the cake palette. So easy to get sold on beautiful colors. So much of this stuff looks gorgeous. The packaging looks amazing. I try and strip it out of the packaging in my mind. Like, it's just eyelashes, and I don't wear eyelashes and don't like them. It doesn't matter that they're in a little waffle or taco, they look delicious. And I have a lot of lip product, and tons of it tastes really great. It doesn't matter if it's the chocolate trio. So I'm trying really hard. Suffice it to say, I'm hoping for 50% off. Looxi Beauty has not stated whether they're having a sale. I've looked all over and can't see any details. If you watch any of my other videos, you probably know that I love Looxi Beauty. I have quite a ton of their shadows here. There's also some ColourPop, so ignore that. But these are their ice cream shop. I don't even want to waste them. They're so the majority of these shimmers are Looxi. The majority of them are the ice cream shop, and a couple of them are the butterfly collection I think they had. And they're really wonderful shimmers. They're crumbly, which is very annoying. They fall all over the place, but once they're on your eyes, they're fine. But I have had one just explode and make a mess in my palette. But the formula, as in what these shimmers look like, is just phenomenal, especially considering the price. If you can buy any of the shimmers, I would. I don't love their mattes. Their mattes are quite hard pressed and dry and a little scratchy. They work fine, but they're definitely not my favorite. I have a recommendation for an excellent matte formula that is much cheaper even. And that's saying a lot because Looxi, they're $3. So if they have a sale on $3 even, that'll be amazing. They tend to, it seems like, announce on their Instagram and then release something literally the next day. I think they did for Halloween. They announced on the Instagram and then next day at 10 a.m. there was a release and I missed it. So it's fine though. Definitely just focus on their shimmers. And a lot of their shimmers or metallics, whatever they're called, are duochromes, even if it doesn't appear to be or it isn't listed. Like, you want to go and look in there and look at the hand swatch and look at what it says. It's really cool though. So speaking of matte shadows that I think are worth it, Coastal Scents. I built up an enormous part of my collection. I even hate saying that. My makeup, my toys. I put together a whole bunch of my toys out of Coastal Scents because they have Black Friday sales or just sales in general where it's 50% off, and I believe that's 75 cents. Like, there might be $1.50 normally, maybe it's 50 cents in some cases, but their hot pots are just, they're tiny, they're little normal, 26 millimeter pans, and they're just fine. The matte formula is just fine. It works perfectly. It's not, oh my God, this is amazing, but it's just fine. And I don't know if I've really found, oh my God, this is amazing. So they're better than the Looxi Beauty mattes, to be totally honest. And if you can get them for 75% off, it's phenomenal. I've made multiple orders from Coastal Scents and fleshed out my collection with them numerous times. They're excellent. You really can't go wrong. I did pick up a shimmer or two and didn't care for them, but for mattes, just fine. I have not seen anything announced, but hopefully they're gonna do it. And then finally, Give Me Glow. Give Me Glow is one of my most favorite shimmer formulas, and oh my goodness, it looks like they came out with a sour apple, which looks absolutely stunning. Their shimmers are phenomenal. There's nothing like them. I literally, I would like to cover my car in their shimmers. They're gorgeous, but they're enormous. They are huge. So the hard time that I have is that I have these beautiful palettes that I never use, and then I have a shimmer that size. Like, when am I gonna use that? I have lots of lovely stuff and I like having lots of lovely stuff, so I'm trying to not buy Give Me Glow too much because it's too big. It's just too big. I have like 4 or 5 of the metallic shadows that I love, and I should really just use them. Their mattes are lovely. I have a video on getting their giant palettes and trying out Bubblegum, one of their mattes, and I think one of the green mattes, and a couple of the shimmers. So if you're interested, just go search in my videos. But they haven't announced a sale. I would certainly be interested though, especially because they have the enormous palettes. They have the most enormous empty palettes that I've ever seen, and they're very good price. And they're about to run out of those, I believe. One thing to note with Give Me Glow is there was some controversy regarding them getting swatches of people of diverse skin tones and them not having that. So they did seem to post publicly about the controversy on Instagram, and that's really up to you whether you want to support them. I'll just let you know that that's there and you can go and judge for yourself and see what that is. So that is finally it. These are my thoughts on Black Friday indie shopping. I have the couple things I'm gonna buy, definitely e.l.f., definitely hoping for Glamlite, the cake palette, and then I'm really going to try and hold off on everything else. I'm looking through my notes. Yeah, e.l.f. and Glamlite for me. I would love to hear what you are planning for Black Friday. If you're like me and you wait all year to buy your mainstays, your staples from one place, or if you just like to see what's out there and snag a couple things. I'm interested if anything that I spoke about is something that intrigues you. That would be fun to know. And if you have any recommendations for me or for anyone else, do please let us know in the comments. Share your wealth of knowledge, and maybe I'll get something else too. Wherever you are, I hope you are having the best day that you possibly can. Be kind to the people around you. And thanks for hanging out.